Check, microphone check.
In this lockdown, the world might have stopped in its tracks. But my children, they're...
Good afternoon or evening, every single one. So good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Vani, and on behalf of Vedantu Biotonic, I welcome you all to today's super duper amazing session. How are you doing, everyone, my dear Biotonians? Good? Nice. Can you all hear me? I think loud and clear. Please start teaching. Okay. Can you all hear me, every single one in the class? Good evening. Very, very, very warm good evening, my dear children. And let's start getting started with body fluids and circulation. आज की class बड़ी important है, which is on coagulation of the blood. चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज की class, guys. Today we had an amazing session in the morning on cheat sheets. So everybody please go see it if you still haven't seen it. Also in the morning we did 40 most important questions from biology and human welfare. Tomorrow 2020 is a big class. Tomorrow we're going to be doing 90 questions at 8 a.m. Super amazing mock test, sharp at 8 and 90 questions, right? Chaliye. So this is the class on body fluids and circulation, coagulation of blood. We will do bioreactors at 9 p.m. We do have a brand new channel of 11th and 12th for NCERT. Do like, share and subscribe it. Let's move on to VBiotonic. Make sure each one of you subscribes to our channel. Would you do that? Say yes ma'am. Each one of you, I want you to make sure that you subscribe. और पता है आज सुबह हमने बहुत सारे नए plans बनाए about voice is low. Check. Is the voice fine? Sound is fine? Can you hear me? Okay, wait, give me a second. I will check the voice and get back to you. Give me 10 seconds, please. Okay. Check, mic check. Now let's check the sound, please. Is it fine? Is the sound fine now? Perfect, much better than before. Awesome. Chaliye, let's move ahead. Yes, you're audible. Perfect. And guys, don't forget to make sure to subscribe to VBiotonic. Do join a Telegram group at Vedantu_Biotonic. That's very important. Vedantu_Biotonic. And guys, ये Biotonic Wall of Fame है. ये सारे वो students हैं जो आपके seniors हैं, who are already there hustling and making this, you know, their dreams come true by becoming doctors. He is a COVID warrior, and a COVID warrior. So make sure that you also fulfill your parents' dreams and you become a super amazing doctor really soon. Chaliye, get your sessions PDF right in the description box. So immediately class के बाद go into the description box to get your session PDF. And do target NEET UG. अगर आप, my dear children, अगर आप 11th or 12th में हैं, most of you would be in class 11th, right? You all would be able to hear me, I'm sure about it now. अगर आप class 11th में हैं, you are in class 11th. You really want to make sure that your preparation does not stop. From class notes to tests to assignments to complete live course, मतलब A to Z आप सारे live courses देख सकते हैं. Not only biology, physics and chemistry. एक single class में 3 or 4 doubt experts रहते हैं. Do you know that? Yes, एक single class में माइंड मैप्स जो कि वानी मैम के फेमस है, बहुत जल्दी आने वाले हैं. सो जस्ट कीप स्टेइंग ट्यून्ड टू योर चैनल. यस, सो मास्टर कॉन्सेप्ट्स विद इंडियाज बेस्ट टीचर्स सेफली. यू लर्न फ्रॉम होम विद एनी डिवाइस. करेक्ट. और ये सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट, आपको पता है वेदांतु में every week new micro courses are launched. Every week we launch micro courses. What are micro courses? जब मैं आपको पढ़ा रही हूँ, हो सकता है आपको वो टॉपिक इतने अच्छे से समझ में नहीं आया हो. You want a teacher to redo those topics with you. और अगर वो आपके favorite teachers हैं तो सोने पे सुहागा. So what is going to happen is that हर हफ्ते micro courses of physics, chemistry, biology are going to be launched. And yes, अच्छा पहले तो मुझे ये बताओ voice कैसी है? You need to really tell me voice कैसी है. Is the voice fine? Can you all hear me, see me loud and clear? Yes, hearts bana do. I think it's going to be fine now. Perfect. Yes, so make sure that you become a part of our pro subscription, right? It is the best NEET Pro subscription. Correct? और इसी के साथ आगे बढ़ा जाए, my dear children. For as little as 75 rupees, we give you a class teacher, we give you a doubt expert, we give you after class an app to support you so that none of your doubts come. All of this, अगर आप जाते हो vdnt.in/YT Pro Pay, but you enter a code there, and what's the code that you all need to enter? Can you tell me? The code which you need to enter is VD Pro. What is the code that you all need to enter? Make sure you enter the code VD Pro. And guys, do study for KVPY. KVPY will give you a national level benefit, right? You will be studying PCB. 11th में तो आप PCMB पढ़ोगे, which is so amazing, and that also absolutely free with the Pro membership. चलिए, body fluid and circulation में coagulation का Menti होगा after class. Let's start with what are WBCs, what is the mechanism of blood clot, and specifically focus on hemophilia. So can I have your copies out, please? Make sure your copies are out. On my screen, everyone's copies out, please. Excellent. On your screens, copies out, please. अब हाथ चाहिए और copies out चाहिए. चलिए, let's get started. बहुत important है. Low voice नहीं है बेटा. Going very soon, ghost map. पुनीता जी, low voice नहीं है. Please, आप एक बार एक काम कीजिए, एक बार refresh कीजिए, earphones लगाइए. Audio, okay, check now. Is it fine now? Audio is low. Why is the audio low? Check, 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 check. Is it fine now? Should I do something? Become a mechanical engineer? Check, check, microphone check. Is it fine now? Just say yes, ma'am. It's fine? Okay. Let's get started. If you still have problems, let me know. I'll do something. Yeah? Chaliye. So let's come to WBCs. Now, the word leuco. What does the word leuco mean, my dear children? The word leuco means white. So if there are white blood cells, that means they do not have a pigment. Why are we talking about cells not having pigment? It's because the red blood cells have a pigment which is erythro. So erythro stands for red, which is the pigment which is present in the red blood cells. Whereas the white blood cells do not have a pigment, and therefore we call them leuco. Right, everybody? So the word leuco stands for white, and the word cyte stands for cells. And that's why they're referred to as leukocytes. If I look at the human blood, we have basically three types of cells. You have the RBCs, you have the WBCs, as well as the platelets. The platelets help you in coagulation of blood. So I will also be talking about erythrocytes, I will be talking about WBCs, I'll be talking about thrombocytes, and then I will come to the coagulation of blood. So listen to me, listen to the composition of cells. It's very, very important class. Badi mazedar class hai, badi important class hai. I want your copies out and let's get started. Erythrin means red in color. So anything which is red in color is referred to as erythrin. Erythro means red, cytes means cells, so therefore it's called as erythrocytes. The erythrocytes are red because they have a red colored iron containing protein. This iron is present in all green leafy vegetables like palak, like methi, like bathua, all the things that we don't really. Palak, oh, I had it for lunch by the way. Any which ways, right? So all the green leafy vegetables contain iron, which is having the main oxygen binding ability. So the main oxygen binding ability is there in iron. Heme is a conjugated protein. What do you understand by conjugated protein, my dear children? Conjugate means it's a fusion. It's a fusion. Why is there a fusion? Heme is iron and globin is a protein. So it is a metalloprotein. We can also call it a metalloprotein. conjugate protein, metalloprotein, hemoglobin. All of these are MCQ questions. Please remember this. So erythrocytes are the red blood cells. They are red in color because they contain a red colored iron containing protein. It's also referred to as a metalloprotein because there is iron, which is a metal. It's also called a conjugate protein because it is joined by fusion of two things, iron and protein. It helps in the transport of the respiratory gases, example oxygen. A healthy individual will have 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin. The iron helps in carrying of oxygen. So obviously, if the amount of iron in the body is less, the amount of oxygen which will be carried is less. Less or decreased oxygen carrying capacity of the blood is referred to as anemia, which is a very common word. जिसमें चक्कर आते हैं, आंखों के आगे काला अंधेरा छा जाता है, the person faints, which is referred to as syncope. I repeat. So decreased oxygen carrying capacity because of decreased hemoglobin is referred to as anemia. Is it clear? Right? Yes, Biju, we will do that. So a healthy individual will have around 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin in every 100 ml of blood. RBCs have an average lifespan of about 120 days. How much? 120 days. After 120 days, the RBCs go into an organ which is referred to as spleen and they die in the spleen. Therefore, the spleen is referred to as the graveyard of RBCs. They are destroyed in the region of spleen. Therefore, it is referred to as the graveyard of RBCs. So that's para number 1 on erythrocytes. Everything that I've underlined, please write it down in your copy. I'm telling you again and again, my dearest children, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Why should you subscribe to VBiotonic? Because every day, sharp at 5 p.m., we take a class covering class 11 syllabus for NEET 2022. So it becomes a regular habit for you to come every day at 5 p.m. and you cover all the topics with us. Now, in this molecule, can you see two pink color molecules? Hemoglobin में जो globin molecule होता है, वो 4 molecules होते हैं. 2 alpha globulins, 2 beta globulin. और हर एक के पास उधर adult hemoglobin में 2 alpha and 2 beta. Can you see that? आपको 4 चेन्स नजर आ रही है. रबिया लकादिया ने कह दिया, अफसल बेग ने कह दिया. Can you all see 4 chains there? 2 alpha and 2 beta chains. और हर एक चेन के पास, can you see the heme group? So there is a total of 4 hemes. And therefore, it will be able to carry a total of 4 oxygen molecules. Would that be fine, everyone? Say yes, ma'am. Right? Perfect. 2 alpha and 2 beta is very, very important. Now, the ones which do not have a pigment, the ones which cannot carry oxygen because there is no heme, the ones which are white in color, like I told you, are referred to as the leukocytes. The RBCs are 4.5 to 5.5 million. Do you know that? It's huge. 4.5 to 5.5, whereas the leukocytes are just about 4,000 to 11,000. But they are very strong because they help in fighting the foreign substances which enter the body. They are white blood cells because they are white in color. They do not have a color. A healthy adult man, on an average, has 6,000 to 8,000 millimeter cube of blood, right? WBCs. If they become more than this, if the WBCs if they become close to lakhs, that's going to be called as leukemia. What is it called? Excellent, Aditya Chaudhary. I see you've answered it. Leukemia. Leukocytes are generally short-lived, few days, sometimes few hours to few days, whereas the WBCs live for about 120 days. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. Can you see all 3 of them have granules? See these pimples which are present? जैसे हम face cream लगाते हैं कई बार, or you use a face wash, उसमें वो dots होते हैं which you use, you know. So it's got these dots in them. They are referred to as granulocytes because of these granules which are present. Correct? Neutrophils are the first line of defense. What do you understand? Please write all this down. Please open your copies. Open your note copies. It's the first line of defense. That means the moment a foreign substance enters, who's the first one to go and attack it? That has to be the neutrophil. Eosinophils help you in allergic reaction and worm infestations. तो अगर किसी की बॉडी में tapeworm है, pinworm है, hookworm है, right? Amoebiasis हो गया है. Who's the one who will help in allergic reactions? किसी को hay fever हो गया, किसी को asthma है. When you do the blood reaction, there will be eosinophilia. Write this down. What is eosinophilia? Eosinophilia is increase in the number of eosinophils. Eosinophils increase in allergic reactions and worm infestations. Basophils secrete three things. Basophils are also referred to as the mast cells. इनके ये जो granules होते हैं, इन granules में heparin होता है. Heparin anticoagulant है, blood को clot होने नहीं देता. Write this down, Biotonians, very important. Heparin anticoagulant है. इसके बाद होगा हिस्टामीन. हिस्टामीन वेसोडाइलेशन करता है, ब्लड वेसल के डायमीटर को इंक्रीज कर देता है. Would you write this down? Would you write this down? Heparin, histamine, serotonin. Right? So, what is it that I want you to write down? I want you to write down heparin, histamine, serotonin. And serotonin is nothing but a what is it? Constrictor. So heparin आपका anticoagulant है, histamine vasodilator है, and serotonin vasoconstrictor है. This is one of the most important things which you have to remember. Correct? इस पे direct MCQ questions आएंगे. The first line of defense is a neutrophil. Allergies and worm infestations makes the eosinophils, whereas basophils are meant for granules. Heparin, histamine, serotonin. आपको पता है that ये जो मैं करवा रही हूँ, this is very very important for KVPY. Listen to me very carefully. अगर आप 11th में हो, you must give KVPY. It is never a matter कि यार मेरा होगा या नहीं होगा. It is always a matter of trying to attempt a quiz which is of national level. जब आप national level के किसी एग्जाम में बैठते हो, your preparation has to be of that level. You will sit. आपको पता है जो KVPY की क्लासेस स्टार्ट हो चुकी हैं अराउंड 10 डेज से जो चल रही हैं, उनमें PCMB completely आपको करवाया जाता है, completely. So what happens is that October तक your so much of preparation is over. All these things are going to be retaught to you. You must sit for KVPY. This is one of the most important advices which I will give you. After those, we are very soon going to move to plant physiology. Right? So make sure you do this. अब आ जाइए आप नॉन ग्रैन्युलोसाइट्स पे. अगर आप इस तरफ देख रहे हैं, एंड गाइस वेदांतु में 72 क्लासेस होती हैं, 72 क्लासेस. कैन यू इमेजिन? और आपको पता है आपको हर हफ्ते एक स्टूडेंट अकाउंट मैनेजर, एक क्लास टीचर, एक पर्सनल टीचर का फोन आता है हु विल गाइड यू. सो प्लीज आप लोगों ने KVPY तो देना ही देना है. 100% यू हैव टू गिव. करेक्ट? आ जाइए. सो यू हैव a granulocyte जिनके पास granules नहीं है. The one which is one of the biggest, you can see it with the size, जो tissues में पाया जाता है because it is so big that it cannot flow through the blood vessels is referred to as the monocyte. It's a tissue macrophage. Right? Let me write it down here. It is the tissue macrophage. और ये रहा आपके lymphocytes which is of two types. The B lymphocytes which are extremely डरपोक, they will never go in front. They are very डरपोक. They are going to be producing antibodies. That's your B lymphocyte. The one which does humoral immunity. We will talk about it in a lot of detail when I do the next few chapters with you. And दूसरा होगा आपका T lymphocyte which is absolutely nidder. I always use the example of paramveer chakras for a T lymphocyte जो जाकर खुद फाइट करेगा, खुद लड़ेगा. That's a part of the cytotoxic immunity. So that's about immunity, my dear children. And healthy adult, I told you 6,000 to 8,000. अगर इससे number बढ़ जाए, it is referred to as what? Leukemia. Neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils are types of granulocytes. I explained in detail. The tissue macrophage is a monocyte, whereas lymphocytes are of further two types. B lymphocyte which produce antibodies. humoral immunity, T lymphocytes which does not produce antibodies, cytotoxic immunity. Perfect. Yes, T lymphocytes के आगे types होते हैं something like helper T cells, cytotoxic T cells. We will definitely discuss about it. So ये रहे आपके granulocytes. Look at the beautiful diagram which is here. करेक्ट. तो यहाँ पर वो सारी चीजें दी हुई हैं जो मैंने आपको अभी से समझाई हैं. करेक्ट. ये एसिडिक डाई से स्टेन होते हैं, ये बेसिक डाई से स्टेन होते हैं. देखो इसीलिए बेसोफिल, क्योंकि बेसिक डाइज इनको स्टेन करती हैं. एंड एसिडोफिल्स, एलर्जिक रिएक्शन और वर्म इन्फेस्टेशंस. डिड आई शो यू दैट? Right, Rabia, Ashmit, Tulsi, आप में से जो बच्चे रेगुलर आ रहे हैं, I've started to even remember your names. And so many of you, Chirantana, are you there? कल Chirantana ने हमारा pro membership का कोर्स ज्वाइन किया. Yes, so there are so many of you who've started to come into our pro membership. In fact, मेरी हर क्लास में एकदम Biotonic का झंडा लहराता है. All of you have started coming on to our super amazing pro. कोई pro वाले कितने बच्चे हैं? How many of you are there? तो वहाँ पे भी पूरा Biotonic army has reached. Awesome, right? उसके बाद basophils, I told you about histamines, vasodilation, serotonin, vasoconstriction and heparin. ये तीनों हमारी बॉडी में inflammatory reaction करवाते हैं. And neutrophils are basically phagocytic. They destroy the foreign organisms which need to enter our body. Cool? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. आ जाइए A granulocytes पे. A granulocytes वो होते हैं जिन पे granules नहीं. Can anybody see granules? Not at all, ma'am. हमें तो granules नहीं दिख रहे. Right? So phagocytic cells are monocytes. जब किसी चीज को engulf करना है, I want to engulf something which is very big. तो वो neutrophils नहीं engulf कर सकते. Then I need a big thing to engulf. That is referred to as monocytes. They're phagocytic cells, they become macrophages. जो भी cellular debris है, pathogenic, किसी चीज को engulf करना है. Right, everybody? I will be able to do it. Correct, everyone? Are you understanding? Rabia, Pranjal, Shiva, Gandhimati, Karthikeyan, here, Isha, perfect. B cells मैंने आपको बोला, B cells will produce antibodies. इसको कहेंगे humoral immunity. What are we going to be calling it? Humoral immunity. Humoral. And T cells, viruses को, toxic cells को. T cells का एक type होता है natural killer cells. What do the natural killer cells do? The natural killer cells can even destroy the cancer causing cells. Right? आ जाइए blood and its functions. We've already done it, but it's very important to revise everything that we've been doing. मैंने आपको क्या बोला था? ब्लड को अगर आप स्टैंड करेंगे और अल्ट्रा सेंट्रीफ्यूज करेंगे, will you get the fluid part? Yes or no? How many of you remember this? Right? How many of you remember? Please say yes, ma'am. We are able to remember this. कितने बच्चों को याद है? मुझे हाथ बना दो. फर्स्ट क्लास में मैंने आपको ये सारा समझाया था. How many of you remember this? Excellent. You remember? पक्का? Promise? बिल्कुल याद है मैम, आपने बताया था और मुझे 110% याद आ गया. Awesome. अगर आपको याद आ गया तो let us now move ahead and show you what we are trying to do. Correct? तो आ जाइए blood, its composition and its fluid composition पे. तो अगर आप देख रहे हो blood में the fluid part of the blood is called as plasma. क्या कहलाता है fluid part of the blood? The fluid part of the blood is called as plasma. And what is the cellular part of the blood called? The cellular part of the blood is called as the cells. Fluid is 55% and cellular part को हम कह देते हैं 45%. Fluid is basically water. इसके अलावा fluid part के पास होते हैं albumins. Albumins are proteins. What are albumins? Proteins. Sodium, magnesium, chlorine. ये भी होता है. They maintain the osmotic or the water balance. Blood pressure. Because pressure क्या है? Solutes ही तो solvent को attract करेंगे. The solutes, Isha is that fine, Bhumika Rajput, Asha, Varun, correct? ये globulin क्या करेगा और fibrinogen क्या करेगा? ये body का defense mechanism है, because the antibodies are made from globulins. Antibodies. इसके अलावा जो plasma और जो fluid होता है, nitrogenous bases, vitamins, glucose, amino acids, ये सभी fluid part में होता है. If I come to the cells जो नीचे है, which is just about 45%, cells में होंगे WBC 6000 to 8000, defense and immunity, Erythrocytes 4.5 to 5.5 million. Transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. और इस पे आते हैं जो पे अभी we have to read about it, जिसे कहते हैं platelets और thrombocytes. Thrombus का मतलब होता है clot. So platelets and thrombocytes are close to 1,50,000 through 3,50,000, which is basically meant to clot the blood. Right, everyone? Which is meant to clot the blood. So let us move ahead. So the components of the blood are the fluid part of the blood, whereas also the cellular part of the blood. Let's come to the functions of blood. The functions of blood are transport oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, hormone, heat, right? After digestive system starts to digest the food, the digestive system becomes hot, and then the heat is heat is taken from here and transported everywhere. Right, everyone? Regulates the pH, acidic या alkaline नहीं होने देता, water content बराबर रखता है, protects against blood loss through clotting. Clotting के लिए होते हैं specialized cells. So prothrombin को convert करते हैं thrombin में, और thrombin convert करता है fibrinogen को fibrin में, which I'm going to be teaching you. It also does phagocytosis with the help of WBCs. Antibodies, which are made up of gamma globulins, also protect. Right? Don't forget, my dear children, I'm telling you again and again, आपने अगर एक बार for a price as low as ₹75 per day, trust me, I will be teaching you. Teacher पढ़ाती है, class teachers doubts लेते हैं, after class student account managers and personal teachers doubts लेते हैं, app का support मिलता है, in class assignments, post class assignments, Sunday tests, downloadable notes, all of this and much more. If you take the Pro subscription, don't forget the code. Never buy it without the code. The code is VD Pro because you get a special off with the code. Go to vdnt.in/ytpro. Use the code VD Pro. And now moving on to the clotting of blood. Homeostasis is body का balance maintain करना. We do not want blood loss to happen. Be careful, be present in the class, because the next few minutes we will rush on to the Menti. Right, everybody? चलिए आइए तो आगे बढ़ते हैं coagulation of blood पे. Homeostasis, because I need to maintain the balance. क्या आपको ये thread work सा नजर आ रहा है, जाली टाइप? इस thread work को कहते हैं fibrin का thread. किसका थ्रेड होता है बच्चों ये? इस थ्रेड को कहते हैं फिब्रिन. Okay, just want to go back. So this thread work is referred to as the thread work of fibrin. And what will this thread work do? What? This is a mesh work. This is a mesh work. What will this mesh work do? It will be like a jali जिसमें सारे cells आकर फंस जाएंगे, and therefore they will not be able to leak out from the body. So you need to prevent blood loss which is happening because of any injury. A blood clot is a gel that contains formed elements. मैंने अभी आपको बोला formed elements क्या होते हैं, कौन बताएगा? What are the formed elements? Sonali Rani, Payal Garg, Sanya. What are the formed elements? Lakshya Chandel, Dilu Dhilesh, Sanya बताइए. Formed elements are the cells. और ये entangle फंस जाते हैं in this fibrin net. तो इस fibrin net में RBCs, WBCs, platelets, everybody is going to get stuck. So clot एक ऐसा gel है जो बना हुआ है fibers का, जिसमें all the other ones are going to get stuck. Who's going to get stuck? The cells. तो ये एक cascade mechanism है. It's not कि suddenly clot बन, कैसे बनता है? So जहाँ पर भी injury होती है, it has to follow certain steps. What a beautiful chart. पहले तो इस chart की photo ले लीजिए. इस chart की please photo ले लीजिए. It's a beautiful chart and it's very, very, very important for you to understand this chart. Please click a photograph of the chart, my dear children. It's very, very important that you understand this in a lot of depth. Steps. जैसे ही blood vessel puncture होता है, blood vessel पे चोट लगी, right? जैसे ही blood vessel पे चोट लगी, injury होगी, puncture injury. Actually, injury दो जगह होगी. Injury tissues में भी होगी और blood vessel में भी होगी. Injury कितनी जगह होगी? दो जगह। इंजरी ब्लड वेसल में भी होगी और टिश्यू में भी होगी। सो जैसे ही ब्लड वेसल में चोट लगती है, प्लेटलेट्स वहां पर इकट्ठा होना शुरू हो जाते हैं। दे कॉन्ग्रीगेट, दे कन्वर्ज, दे ऑल मीट टुगेदर टू फॉर्म अ प्लग। वहां पर रियलाइज एक चीज रिलीज होती है जिसे कहते हैं टिश्यू थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन। टिश्यू थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन हमेशा साइट ऑफ इंजरी पे रिलीज होता है। कहां पर रिलीज होता है? साइट ऑफ इंजरी। और ये सारे प्लेटलेट्स को एक तरफ अट्रैक्ट करता है। इट रिलीजेस समथिंग, जहां पर ब्लड वेसल से इंजरी होगी प्रोथ्रोम्बिन एक्टिवेटर रिलीज होगा। क्या रिलीज होगा? प्रोथ्रोम्बिन एक्टिवेटर, राइट? इट इनिशिएट्स अ कैस्केड, बैक टू बैक बैक टू बैक बैक टू बैक, ऐसे एंजाइमेटिक रिएक्शंस होंगे, राइट? एंड इन रिएक्शंस की वजह से थ्रेडवर्क बनेगा। वो रिएक्शंस हैं क्या? ये बैक टू बैक रिएक्शंस इंजरी के बाद क्या होंगे? तो जैसे ही प्लेटलेट्स एक जगह पर इकट्ठा होंगे, ये जो टिश्यू थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन होता है, ये टिश्यू थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन which is released at the site of injury. Menti is going to come on this very topic in the next 2 minutes. So please pay a lot of attention. Correct? Please pay a lot of attention. चलिए आ जाइए. So let's move ahead everyone right now right here. Correct everyone? चलिए तो हम इसको आगे बढ़ते हैं एंड चलते हैं. करेक्ट मेरे प्यारे बच्चों, आइए. Come. So thromboplastin will convert it prothrombinase. थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन किस में कन्वर्ट होगा? प्रोथ्रोम्बिनेज. और ये प्रोथ्रोम्बिनेज इनएक्टिव प्रोथ्रोम्बिन को, ध्यान से देखिए, इनएक्टिव प्रोथ्रोम्बिन को एक्टिव प्रोथ्रोम्बिन में कन्वर्ट करेगा. मैं एक बार दोबारा बताती हूं. जैसे ही इंजरी होगी थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन रिलीज होगा. आई रिपीट अगेन, जैसे ही इंजरी होगी थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन रिलीज होगा. थ्रोम्बोप्लास्टिन कन्वर्ट होगा प्रोथ्रोम्बिनेज में. प्रोथ्रोम्बिनेज में जैसे ही वो कन्वर्ट होता है, इट कन्वर्ट्स प्रोथ्रोम्बिन टू थ्रोम्बिन. मैंने हमेशा आपको बोला है दैट यू रिक्वायर कैल्शियम फॉर 2 थिंग्स. क्या कोई बच्चा मुझे बता सकता है मैंने हमेशा क्या बोला है? यू रिक्वायर कैल्शियम फॉर 2 थिंग्स. व्हाट आर द 2 थिंग्स फॉर विच यू रिक्वायर कैल्शियम? एक होता है ब्लड कोआगुलेशन, एक होता है मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. बोल दो यस मैम. से यस मैम. मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, ब्लड क्लॉटिंग, और ये बनता है इनएक्टिव प्रोथ्रोम्बिन से एक्टिव प्रोथ्रोम्बिन. I repeat it for the 4th time in the lecture. Injury, tissue thromboplastin, which will convert into prothrombinase, which will convert inactive prothrombin to active prothrombin. Prothrombin will convert fibrinogen into fibrin threads. और ये धागे ही तो हैं जिसके अंदर everything needs to get stuck. I repeat it for the 5th time. Site of injury will release tissue thromboplastin, which will convert into prothrombinase, which will convert prothrombin inactive into active thrombin. Active thrombin will convert inactive fibrinogen into active sticky fibrin, and fibrin threads where everything is going to get stuck. Simple. This is very important, which is going to come in the exams, right? 2022, we are going to be meeting every single day at 5 PM. You know the time. अच्छा by the way, आप लोग सुबह क्या करते हो आजकल? स्कूल वूल चल रहे हैं या मस्ती की पाठशाला is on? सुबह क्या होता है? क्रिस्टल क्लियर? पढ़ाई चल रही है? जोश है? सुबह मेरे 2020 प्यारे बच्चे जाने वाले, मेरा मन तो कर रहा है उनको रोक के रख लो और कहीं जाने ना दो. Yes, और बच्चों को तो अपने घर से, अपने जगह से दूर जाना पड़ता है so that they can spread their wings and fly. मॉर्निंग क्या करते हैं? मजे, नो पढ़ाई. Should we start some classes? Right? So hemophiliia की बात करते हैं. आपको पता है when I was in college, हमारे प्रोफेसर हुआ करते थे for pathology. Pathology was one of my favorite subjects. In fact, I wanted to do my masters in oral pathology. आपको अगर कभी भी कोई मेरे कॉलेज वाला मिलेगा तो आपको बहुत हैरानी होगी बिकॉज वो सोचेंगे अच्छा वानी टीचर बन गई, बिकॉज वानी तो हमेशा ओरल पैथोलॉजिस्ट बनना चाहती थी. ऑलवेज आई वांटेड टू डू माय पीजी आइदर इन ओरल पैथोलॉजी और ओरल मेडिसिन एंड रेडियोलॉजी. तो मुझे 2 ही चीज़ों में बहुत इंटरेस्ट था. रेडियोलॉजी में बहुत इंटरेस्ट था. तो वी हैव ओरल मेडिसिन एंड रेडियोलॉजी. ओरल मेडिसिन मेरे को बहुत पसंद था. एंड 3rd ईयर में एक सब्जेक्ट होता है जिसको हम कहते हैं ओरल पैथोलॉजी. and oral pathology was one of my favorite subjects. In fact, pathology second year में होती है general pathology और third year में होती है oral pathology, and they were one of my favorite subjects. I really want to become an oral and maxillofacial pathologist. वो बात दूसरी है, पर मैं टीचर बन गई. बहुत लोग हैरान होते हैं, अरे तुम तो पैथोलॉजिस्ट बनने वाली थी. तो चलो, सच इज लाइफ एनी विच वेज. तो जो हमारे थर्ड ईयर में सेकेंड ईयर में एक प्रोफेसर होते थे, ही हैड हीमोफीलिया. होता क्या है ना, हीमोफीलिया में जो बच्चा छोटा होता है तो पेरेंट्स को पता नहीं होता कि हीमोफीलिया है. देखिए, तो जब बच्चा क्रॉल करना शुरू करता है ना, वो बच्चा बार बार गिरता रहता है. एंड व्हेन यू फॉल डाउन यू इंजर योर नीज, एंड नीज पे चोट लगकर बार बार ब्लीडिंग होकर नीज खराब हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज द ब्लड कीप्स कमिंग आउट ऑल द टाइम. डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से? Right? When you fall down again and again, there is breakage of the vessels and the blood keeps coming out, injuring the knees. So he used to come on a wheelchair. And हमें कभी समझ में नहीं आता था कि why is this professor coming on wheelchair? फिर बहुत बाद में हमें पता चला that sir suffers from hemophilia. Right everybody? So case study करते हैं हीमोफीलिया की. हीमोफीलिया को रॉयल डिजीज और ब्लीडर्स डिजीज भी कहते हैं. It's referred to as royal disease. It's also referred to as the bleeder's disease. Right, my dearest children? It's also referred to as the bleeder's disease. होता ये है ना कि thrombin, आपने fibrin पढ़ा. Fibrin is a factor. Bleeder's disease भी कहते हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको फिब्रिन पढ़ाया, वैसे हमारी बॉडी में 13 फैक्टर्स हैं. हाउ मेनी बच्चों? 13. 1, 2, 13. There are 13 factors in the human body. Can you tell me how many factors are there in the human body? 1 to 13. And these factors allow the blood to clot. कई बार genetically X chromosome की वजह से factor 8 या factor 9 available नहीं होता. Factor 8 और factor 9 की जो genes होती हैं, those genes are available on the X chromosome. If they are not there, right? How many factors? 13 factors. But if factor 8 and factor 9 is not available, the person suffers from hemophilia or bleeder's disease. इसमें blood जो है वो clot नहीं हो पाता. Even a minor injury leads to excessive amount of blood loss, right? Which is referred to as hemophilia. Right everybody? So this is the case study. This brings us to, my God, we've taken so many lectures. This is, right, lecture number 12 on cardiovascular system. So थोड़े से Menti quizzes कर लें. And guys, make sure, have you all liked? मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा. सच में 2022, my dearest children, make sure that you all become a part of VBiotonic. Have you all liked our channel? Say yes, ma'am. Each one of you, come on. Yes, have you all liked this video? Have you all subscribed to the channel? Have you all become a part of VBiotonic? Have you? Pakka? Promise? चलिए, I believe you. I do, I always do, and I always will believe in you. चलिए, तो इसी के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं and let's do the Menti quiz. But before I go, my dear kids, this is how the entire course is planned. You can become a part of my long-term batches जहाँ मैं अभी locomotion and movement पढ़ाने वाली हूँ कल की क्लास में. See environmental issues, all of this. ऐसे आपका रोज का schedule, you know, your weekly, monthly schedules will come like this. So all of these will be your schedules. You can study with us like this. We will be able to give you tests. So make sure you do become a part of our pro membership, and you have to go to vdnt.in/ytpro. ऐसा कुछ आएगा. This is the course overview where you can study with us. 4,000 hours of teaching, 10,000 MCQs. So यहाँ पे enroll now करके for 2,600 rupees monthly only. But code डालना मत भूलिएगा, VD Pro. चलिए, so यहाँ पे बढ़ते हैं. इसका कोड है 9573290. That's the Menti quiz का कोड. आइए तो Menti करते हैं so that we can check हम कितनी अच्छी पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. आ जाओ. Giving you 10 seconds everyone to join Menti. Go to menti.com on your phone. www.menti.com. The tiger, the code, everyone is there. 9573290. चलिए. Thank you, Kirti. 95. I repeat the code 73290. Just giving you 10 more seconds to join, please. Giving you 10 more seconds to join, please. Starting in 5, starting in 4, starting in 3, okay, giving you 10 more seconds, my dearest children. The code happens to be 9573290. Last 5 seconds. Last 2 seconds. And quick, okay, quick, giving you 10 more seconds, quick बच्चों, so that nobody of you misses. एक बार join लिख दीजिए जिन बच्चों ने join कर लिया है. Just write a join there. Okay, so I think you are done. Join सब बच्चों का आ गया है. Let's get started. Join starting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and we go. Question number 1 on your screens right now. 9573290. Dash form clots when blood vessels get damaged. Tanusha. Definitely platelets. It cannot be any other answer. It has to be platelets. Let's look at the leaderboard. Where is the remote control for the leaderboard? Excellent answering. There you go, my dear children, on your screens. To you, Apurva Radha, Aditi's favorite, Gani or Vani, Taiba, thank you, Harini, Dhruv, Shambhavi, Nidhanjali, Sonali and Anshi. Thank you, on your screens. Hurry, you will do very well. Very well. I promise you that. Question 2. Quick. What happened, guys? Is it working for you? It's loading? No, I think we'll have to reload every question. Okay. Is it working on the Menti side? Here it is. Which of the following cations is required for the conversion of prothrombin into active thrombin? क्या चाहिए होता है along with it? You know the answer. I specifically told in the class. Very good. It's calcium. You require calcium. So you have to you Apurva, Shambhavi, Gautam, Sankar, Pro. Gautam, tomorrow is our class. Thank you, Arya, Hina, Devu, Shambhavi, Devu, regular student, Shambhavi, Manish, Deepika. How are you, Gautam, Sankar, Arya? Good. Very well done. Next question. Guys, don't forget to join on to our regular classes. You can really learn a lot. Good, Gautam. And guys, make sure you all become a part of VBiotonic. Component of blood which prevents its coagulation in the blood vessels is heparin. Anticoagulant पूछ रहे हैं, hemoglobin, plasma, thrombin, heparin. बताइए. Anticoagulant. थ्रोम्बिन नहीं है एंटीकोगुलेंट. थ्रोम्बिन तो प्रोथ्रोम्बिन, तो थ्रोम्बिन क्लॉट करवाएगा. इट इज सेइंग द वन व्हिच डज नॉट क्लॉट. टू यू अपूर्व राधे, गौतम is a 2022 student. Hina Devu, Kamal Chehel, good. Thank you Kamal. The Manish, Deepika, Hina, Harsh. Yeah, Shinchan. Are you Shinchan Nohara? Your name is Shinchan in the normal class. Muskan, awesome. Chaliye. Harsh is 2022 Shinchan Nohara. That's his name. I'll call you Shinchan Harsh. Yes, awesome. Chaliye. Arey, we have to start every question. Doesn't come on its own now. No worries. Chal. Which of the following diseases are they? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hemophilia B, myocardial infarction, sickle cell anemia, hemoglobinuria. Don't worry, Rinki. Nothing will happen to you. You will do very well. Right, Nanshi, Anjali, come on. Almond gang, anyone? Class 11th, mascots. Every day at 5, class 11th. Very good. It's referred to as hemophilia. To you, Apurva, Gautam, Devu, Manish, Hina, Rashida, no guts, no glory. Yes, Rashida, well done. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, my dear child. Naina and Shelly. Very good. Agla sawal. And the last one for the day. Very good answering. All questions are ma'am ne bola. Which of the following vitamins is anti-hemorrhagic? जो bleeding नहीं करेगा, bleeding रोकेगा. बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. K, phyloquinone, क्लॉटिंग फैक्टर्स बनाता है. बताइए. विटामिन सी कोलेजन बनाता है. B5 या B12 जो आयरन एब्जॉर्प्शन में हेल्प करता है. Very good. Vitamin K. Very good. To you, Apurva, Rashida, Hina, Naina, Manish, Isha, Neetu, Gokula Vasan, S of 9th standard. Awesome, Mr. Doc. Amazing. So to you is the topper here. Amazing, amazing, amazing kids. I'm going to be seeing all my regular students of class 11 for a daily class sharp at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Don't forget it. Right? And for the rest of you, I will see you at 9 p.m., 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. also. Tomorrow 8 a.m. we have a full syllabus mock test. And always remember the words that I tell you. No guts, no glory, no hustle, no story. So stay happy, stay kind, stay compassionate, stay humble. And keep hustling. That's all for today. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.